You ready? Let's go. 2-minute daily devo for Tuesday, November 1st. I'm in the New International Reader's Version today, and our verse of the day comes from the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 18. Here's what it says. What we are suffering now is nothing compared with our future glory. This is Paul writing here to the followers of Christ back in Rome and writing to us today. And what a profound statement he has for us today. You know, Paul knew something about suffering. You know, Paul writes about how he was shipwrecked more than once and how he was beaten and how he was thrown in prison and all of this stuff he went through for Jesus Christ and for the message of hope that Jesus brought. He went around teaching and preaching, and then Paul knew suffering because he inflicted suffering. Paul, before he had his name changed to Paul, was Saul. And Saul, before he had an encounter with Jesus Christ, would go around arresting Christians and throwing them in jail. So Paul knew something about suffering, both giving suffering and experiencing suffering. And he has this profound statement for you and me. He says that our suffering right now is nothing compared to our future glory. You know, Paul talks about here that we're going to have to maybe experience some of the suffering that Jesus went through. And when I say suffering, I use air quotes there because, you know, us here in America, now you might be watching this somewhere else and maybe you are going through some more serious types of suffering with persecuting of the church and things like that. But here in the United States, our suffering is nothing compared to what Christ went through. We may have someone talk bad about us for being a follower of Jesus Christ, or, you know, someone that looks at us wrong or something like that. But the Bible says that we will have to, because we belong to Christ, we might have to endure some of the suffering that Jesus went through because of his name. But here's the point. It's nothing compared to what we're going to experience in glory. That it's going to be so worth it because we're going to be in eternity with Jesus Christ, that our minds, our finite minds, can't even comprehend how amazing heaven and eternity is going to be. So I want to encourage you today. I don't know what you're dealing with or what you're going through. I don't know what types of suffering that you're dealing with. And you know, we live in a fallen world, so sin happens. So there's death and there's destruction and there's things that come against us, even as followers of Jesus Christ. And we may have to deal with some suffering for the faith. But remember this, it is for but a moment in comparison with eternity. And it's nothing in comparison to what the glory that we're going to experience one day when we're in heaven. So let's be strong. Let's stand firm in our faith and let's live for Jesus with our eye on eternity, knowing that it's going to be amazing. All right, that's it, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.